Hello, everybody. I just wanted to speak really briefly on this midweek. I guess it's not midweek, right? It's Thursday. We're almost weekend. Yes, I like that. Let's go with almost weekend astrological update. I hope you guys are all riding that new moon in Libra, though for me it was a strange one just because I felt like I had a hard time sleeping, which is usually a full moon vibe, and then, I think the hard thing about a Libra new moon is that then you go right into a Scorpio moon, which is where we're at right now. And it can be really emotional and really deep and really hard. This season can be very introspective for me. I'm a Libra with a Scorpio rising and a Sag moon. So we go Libra moon, then Scorpio moon, then Sag moon. So I'm kind of like in my juices. When my mom passed too, it was on a Libra moon. So I was channeling through my moons, that are intrinsic to me and my personality. So they can have a little bit deeper feelings, but also Mercury retrograde, right? Like things are going crazy. Things are going weird. Like we're taking trips down memory lane of all of the things that we have not thought to think about maybe in a little while. Mercury is going to be going direct soon. But the problem with Mercury going direct is Neptune's there. And so the bad news, good news is that even though Mercury's going direct next week, we're still going to feel like the residue of the Mercury retrograde more than we normally would be feeling it. Them's the shits. I'm sorry. I hate to say that because I know that we all look forward to the end of Mercury retrograde, but this one required a little bit more from us. It required just a titch more. And so I think this retrograde is going to go on a little bit longer just to remind us of that. The thing I want to talk about this week that happened today is that Venus moved into Libra. So here she is in a home sign, Venus rules Taurus and Libra. So this is going to feel balancing, maybe. So let's talk about that, okay? So when Venus goes into Libra, that's what's going to be up, right? It's where are we finding balance in our world? Our own worlds, not the world at large. We can't fix that. We can only control ourselves. And as out of whack and as out of balance as it's felt things have been for so long, the truth is that we have a choice to be in balance ourselves. And so the big questions that we need to be asking is, where am I out of balance in my life? What is needing? What doesn't feel fair? Like I have a feeling a lot of us have been feeling that like things are happening and you're like, why me? Or this doesn't feel fair. Like what did I do to deserve this? Or, that kind of vibe. And I've felt that too. There's been a lot swirling around. And so when Venus enters Libra, not only is there a chance and support to balance and harmonize, but it's like a directive, It's a directive to maybe look at your relationships, to look at that 7th house energy that rules Libra and ask, where am I falling short? Because again, we only really have control over ourselves in the long run. So infusing that beautiful Libran sense of fairness, how am I not being fair? Where are the places where I'm not seeing the people in my life? Where are the places where I'm not being seen? Maybe writing these things down could feel really important because this is a time where we need to start connecting. This is a time where we need each other. This is a time where going it alone isn't going to feel right. We need to connect. We need to have conversations. We need our people close by to us to clean up this crazy Mercury retrograde, right? And so Venus is going to be here for a couple weeks. And so it's this like superpower time that we get to look into our relationships, not only to other people, but our relationship to ourselves and say to ourselves, where needs balance? Where can I balance at all times? What am I balancing? How's your work life versus your home life? How is your sex life versus your not sex life? How is your physical life versus your spiritual life? Is there a cup that is running over while one sits empty? Because intrinsically, we all want to be balanced people. I think that's what Libra is always trying to teach us, is that homeostasis isn't the same for everybody. You know, some of us need more naps than other people. And we get grumpy. I get grumpy. I need naps sometimes. You know, when I run on an empty tank, that looks like blood sugar crashing. It looks like sleeplessness. It looks like a little bit of melancholy, because when I'm not balancing my hormones and my blood sugars, like my physical body really matters in this realm. And so for me, I see that as, oh, you know, it's time to really look at my health habits and how can I bring it more into balance? You know, where has it not felt fair? Well, you know, I hate that I'm older, and I hate that everything I eat does not metabolize the way that it used to. I hate that I have to like think about it when I eat bread and be like, did I eat bread like this morning too? Oh, I can't eat bread this afternoon. These are things that we don't think about when we're young and mighty and, you know, full of hope and dreams. So yeah, hope and dreams are in bread these days for me. But what about for you? Like, where is this place where balance really needs to come into play in your life? Libra's here to help. You know, if we really are looking at, you know, when we're looking at transits and things that are affecting our chart, Libra's affecting us all differently. Where is Libra in your chart? What house is Libra in your chart? That's going to be where the work is. That's going to be where the juice is, you know? If your Libra is in the house of Virgo, like the 6th house, it is going to be about how do you bring your daily routines into balance? How do you, you know, make sure that you are organized? What's overly balanced about that and not? You know, what's your relationship to fun, says, you know, Libra in the 5th house of Leo. You know, where am I balancing work and play? These are the kind of things, you know, we get individual directives when things are transiting around our own individual charts. But the one thing that remains true is Libra energy. So it doesn't really matter where it is in your chart. If you're asking yourself the question of where can I balance? Where am I feeling unheard? Or where is my life feeling unfair? This is the juice. You know, you don't even have to look at your chart because it'll intrinsically be feeling that way inside of you, that part of your life will feel maybe a little unbalanced, you know, maybe in need of some Mercury retrograde retrospection. You know, all of this is just an opportunity, especially when things are going wrong, or when things feel hard, or we're met with decisions that feel like way too big kids stuff for us. We just want to be kids playing in the sandbox. That's me forever. You know, so those directives that we have of where can I balance out are naturally going to be feeling that, you know, in the next few weeks. And that gives us a superpower to be like, gosh, going into holiday season, because that starts already in end of October, Halloween, November, December, here we go. You know, those are things that can make us really unbalanced. So here's Libra giving us a nudge, being like, how can you be more balanced now so that the cheats aren't so bad, so that the later bedtimes for your kids, the unhealthy food, you know, so that all of those things aren't as dire when we get to the times where it's harder to maintain balance. It's knowing where your balance is truly at to start that will then, you know, allow you to make concessions as you go along. But if you're not balanced at the start, then the holidays get really intense, right? Right. Holidays can be hard. Holidays can be loving and easy too. It's all about perspective, and it's all about how we're setting ourselves up for success. And Libra's here to be like, hey, let's talk about it now. Let's do it right now. Let's do it while, you know, the days are getting shorter and the weather's getting a little bit colder. And it's easier to sit with ourselves a little bit longer than when in summer and ask ourselves these really important questions of where are we balancing our own, you know, life directives and body directives and soul directives and relationship directives. So I hope Venus in Libra is doing good things for you. I know Jupiter is playing in the background, so there's some good blessings here. You know, there's really some opportunity to find some gold nugs, to be like, ooh, that would feel so good if I could just get to bed like a half an hour earlier and make that promise, or maybe watch a half hour less of TV, or maybe not drink that second cup of coffee, or maybe have this conversation that I've been wanting to have with this person to clear up our relationship. Now is the time to be doing these things that not only are going to set us up for success long term, but are going to guide us into the holidays in kind of a gentler way, because we've got eclipses coming, you guys. We had a bunch of eclipses and they were really intense, and now here they come again. So here's the opportunity right here to take that moment of calm. And I hope you do. I hope I do. I hope you do too.